Thank you.
All right, let's,
That's way better than the meeting, Mary.
You're all set.
all right, good evening, everyone. This is Tuesday. I have to look at my calendar, the 13th of January, 2026. This is our regular meeting of the Rutland Town Select Board. We have Kurt Hathaway, Joe Denardo, Mary Ashcroft, and Matt Getty tonight. Sharon Russell is not feeling well, so she's staying home. And if you would please rise and join me for the pledge of allegiance.
Thanks.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and
and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First item is approval of the select board minutes from our December 30th meeting. And any one of us can approve. Motion's been made to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Any additions, deletions, corrections on the minutes? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-1. 4-0, sorry. Okay. I got distracted by all of that football talk.
Move to approve the orders.
Well, okay.
Yeah, we know these guys pretty well.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the orders. Any discussion or additions or corrections? I did look, and it does appear that we're taking the sewer money out of the sewer fund.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that payment was made because
Yeah.
there was a question, I think, last time about Dave was gonna go back and check on a couple of things. It was on the last
Yes.
orders
Yes,
and so I think.
and he did. In fact, I was in the next morning and he had already been in to talk to Kari.
We haven't
about
got that
it.
straight away. So that was
Okay.
whatever we had for a question. I don't remember what the question was. I guess was to make sure stuff
To
was
make
taken
sure
from
it
the right.
was correctly coded.
Yep.
Okay, so if there's no further discussion, all in favor of approving the orders, please say aye. Aye, motion carries 4-0. All right, board member announcements. Do we have any? Oh, okay. Update from the select board chair, just a couple of things. Department heads and others, the circle deadline for getting articles to Janelle, our editor, is January 15th, which is Thursday. And yeah, today's the 13th. That the 15th is the deadline on Thursday. If department heads, you should get something in, and do try and get it on time, because
I'll do it.
okay, thank you. We've got to get the circle out in time to get to the voters so they make an informed decision. Thank you. And there's also on the website, I do believe, a notice that people who want to run for office should also get their candidate statement in by January 15th. Now, that's before your petitions are due, but be aware of that. If you want to have an article published, you have to have it in by January 15th. Okay. And I think those are the only things that I had. Oh, that and the riveting time Bill and I had this morning watching the rollout of the new flood enhanced.
I was there.
Yeah. Well, you came 45 minutes late, which was wise.
No, I was 5 minutes late because I had the wrong passcode.
Yes, that
I would have preferred to have been 45 minutes late, believe it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were here. And so, yes, we know. The only thing they didn't have were the actual maps for Rutland Town. Other than that.
So that was a waste of time.
Kind of. But they talked about the techniques. There may very well be changes. I've asked Bill to get the information to the planning commission so they can take a look, but I don't know what the changes are. So, but we were here and we tried.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have. Are there any questions from the floor, public comments, or anyone who is not otherwise on the agenda? Anybody? No raised hands on the Zoom. No raised hands in the meeting room, so let's get going. Chris Clark, Town Fire Chief.
He'll be here.
Well, is he out there?
Yeah, hosing down fire truck.
He had a car accident out in front of, no one hurt, but
It's one of ours.
It's always exciting when you come here and the fire trucks are out front.
Yeah.
But I didn't see little heads outside, so I knew it wasn't to go.
all right. Ed Dumas, Town Police Chief.
That makes strange to cancel me.
Good evening.
Good news.
Good job.
How's it going?
Good going.
I'll do the big ones. First I'll go over with you is this is last week of
2 weeks?
December.
Last month.
Last month,
Okay.
excuse me. Nothing remarkable here, the same old stuff. I think I mentioned last time, when we, were doing the, patrols in the town. Just before Christmas there, we didn't have any problems. We didn't have any more thefts. We didn't get reports of thefts the following day that weren't taken care of by the other security company that can't do anything. And, but they did switch the morning shift for the pig stuff. You have any questions on the first one here?
Any questions from any select board members on the first?
See, there was a lot of Christmas presents handed out.
Mr. Gore, this is the last step at the south end of, the calls down there.
Yeah,
Kind of a pleasant, look just because, we're in between, I guess,
2020 and 21 were kind of like in between numbers right there, so
okay.
things went down from the high point of it's 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
okay. So what is? All right, so it's decreasing down there, but we're always gonna have some. Obviously.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever go down the way it was before, but I think because of COVID and relocation of people in this part of town,
Mhm.
people learned, oh, look at this place here. So they learned plenty of rooms to camp around in the woods during the not quite as cold months. So
Our total year is still a record, so.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
make up for this
Yeah.
over at Home Depot or somewhere else, or what?
Yes and no. I think that we did get more calls over there, but at the same time, I think our traffic stop numbers went up. So that's,
that affected that.
that is,
Because we had more officers out there.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
so.
You're working more hours, so you're gonna,
Yeah.
doing more of it.
Pick it up more from the state
Yeah.
police. That's, Ted's gonna go to the next thing. This is the yearly stats.
Okay.
He contacted the new lieutenant. State Police Barracks, who took over for Doug Norton, just to get permission if we like to do these once a year. If we take the state police stat, all the information, put some with ours, put it together, that's total stats for the town of Rutland. So they still do quite a bit.
All right.
So not working.
Yeah, as you'll see, we had 2,100 calls for the year. But of the 2,100, 507 of them were traffic stops. Because Valcourt, every time you stop a car, it's a case.
Okay.
So of the 2,100, 570 traffic stops. And of the total calls, we had 229 arrestable offenses committed within the town of Rutland. Those aren't all criminal, those are criminal acts that happened within the town of Rutland that we document. Doesn't necessarily mean that there was an arrest made, but that a crime was committed with what would have been an arrestable offense. So someone shoots out a car window at a house, we document the unlawful mischief, but we don't have anyone to arrest, but it still would be an arrestable offense.
Same with retail thefts that we can't
Yeah.
ID the people from out of town. We don't know who they are. They're passing through. Same thing.
Well, I was looking at, I would have expected the numbers between us and the state police to have flipped. As in, I would think we would have more car stops than they do within the town, but they've got a lot more.
They do.
And I would expect that they would have way more arrestable offenses.
So the reason they have more car stops is they focus predominantly on the state highways in the town of Rutland, which we have several. And they have, I think, 13, 14 uniformed troopers.
Oh.
So they have the ability to just go out there and to just, that's what they do. They focus on the state highways because we're focusing on the town itself. Arrestable offenses comes down to coding as well. So when we get there, you'll see that the arrestable offenses for the state police, there were 249 that were no value, which means somewhere along the way, there was a coding issue with that case. So it could have been that a theft case came in for Hannaford's. They went down, couldn't find the person, and then said, hold it for Rutland Town to follow up. Next day comes on, we get the theft case and we carry it forward, but they don't code it as a theft because they didn't technically.
Okay. But they're also not double counting.
No.
Okay.
So there's a lot of coding errors there that I can't articulate as to what they could have been. So there were a lot of no values for the state police arrestable offenses. So,
Okay.
but this is broken down through the 4-month increments because that was the easiest way that I could get the system to work with me. So the first two are January through April of 25. And I also threw in there the calls by day and calls by time. And after that, I just did the same thing for the next few months. So made it August and then September to December.
You look at the number of calls, I'm assuming that's the number in the parentheses next to the time or the number of calls.
Yes.
They seem to be working with you guys. They get up when you do and go to bed. Hey, come on when you do and quit when you do. Which I don't know if that's coincidence or what that is.
The calls aren't calls coming in. Those are, you generate your own calls
So they-
by being out there and policing.
Correct. They are also calls coming in
Okay.
and they're also traffic stops. Times traffic stops are generated.
Yeah.
Is this just yours or is this a combination? of the
No,
state?
so this is just ours. I did a separate breakdown for state police.
So there's probably fallout inside time primitives.
For the most part, they do. But then you'll also see big flux where during the day when we're on, they're still hammering the highways because they don't have to worry about the town of Rutland essentially because we're around. Well, and then at the very end of our times and stuff like that, you'll see the arrest report for the year. For the town of Rutland. So of those ones that I mentioned, there's a breakdown here on the second page.
What should we take from this?
Well, we use, I mean, wanted to break down from all of you so you can kind of get an understanding of what we're doing and what the state police are doing and what's actually happening in the town of Rutland kind of as a whole. We'll look at this and try to figure out our best approach as to how we staff, times of day, things like that. That's essentially how we look at this. As all right, well, if we can see these days and these times are the busiest, then we really should make sure we probably have ourselves around moving forward. Then, yeah, as you can see, when you get to the VSP stuff, it's the same breakdown. It's just their stats versus our stats.
So, well, I always look at domestic assault, domestic violence.
Fortunately, we don't have too many of those.
Yeah, but it's not even.
There's a few hot spots in the town where we have issues, but not too many.
My program gets the calls to provide an attorney for the relief and abuse order.
Yeah.
And at the very end of all of that are the state police. Like I said, the state police arrest. You'll see that there's a lot of no values and that just comes down to coding. So I think the number is lower than it actually is. But without deep diving into their cases to try to find what the no value is, which would not be a good use of my time.
Yeah,
I just printed it.
What is fraudulent use of slug or token?
Maybe that would, sorry, go ahead.
It used to be that you would put a washer and crank your that type of property. I haven't read the law lately, but they may have added something on it. Or they dismissed it down to, probably moved a credit card down to something else.
no,
So, you used to have a lot of bad check cases in the day, but now that's kind of gone away. It's all credit card stuff. Mostly. Now the day of everybody has a video camera and them stamps everything. As long as you don't have a N95 mask on and a hoodie and something sunglasses, you can figure out who it is.
What's next to Bill?
It's not from when you do that.
Feel really?
yeah. Okay, other questions for our police department?
Would request a police committee meeting to discuss the cruiser, if that's acceptable.
Well, okay. As long as you ask nice. Yeah, I mean, we, I was a little testy in my email because I could not squeeze one more meeting of any kind.
I think it was just
Okay.
to drop one more right before the year. I'm like, I'll just drop this. Yeah, that will go well.
I
Did not go well.
Somebody likes to look forward to the future to get things on his plate, ready to line them up and get going.
Yeah, that's a very positive spin.
Just shoot
I
them
like
I don't
that.
know.
Shoot 'em an
I see what
email
you
if you think,
that's
and,
going back in here though. Lately, it's like you're making that come back.
Personal preference. I prefer this uniform. I would not ask anyone else to wear it because it's not exactly the most comfortable thing ever.
Yeah, to feel the regime change.
That's what it is.
All right, I'll check with Matt and we'll see when we know. How long might it be?
I talked to McGovern's today. They still have 2 cruisers on the lot down there.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping they'll stick around.
As it, so you're gonna have quotes or something for us to
Yeah.
take a look at, all right?
Yeah.
Right. And your preferred source of funding, you're gonna have that for us too?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So 1 hour max. Okay, very good. If there's nothing else. And between the two of you, somebody's presenting the police budget at our pre-town meeting next Tuesday?
Probably. We're gonna both be there, so
Okay.
I'll stand up.
Since you brought that up, what time do you want to sit?
Well,
Or
the meeting starts at 6, school board goes first. So,
What time that be there at 6?
yes, yeah, because I don't know when they're gonna end.
We should be there by 6:30 probably.
Yeah.
And we will have a short board meeting afterwards to ratify, excuse me, the budgets, right?
To make sure we've got everything and then
Right, and
approve
then
the
in
budget
case there's
to
any
the voters,
changes.
right? Once in a while.
Yeah.
There has been, but not very often.
Okay.
And then we'll have the printed version of the warning here, so we'll have to stop in and sign it like the next day,
Yeah.
so we can get it to the printer.
Okay.
Okay, if there's nothing else, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have your article done for the circle?
I will get done.
Okay.
I was working on the town report one for Bill. I have it pretty much done right now.
All right. Good timing, Chris Clark. Oops.
Can we diverge briefly
Oh,
back
yeah.
to public comment? Perhaps we will call it for Mr. Alcorn.
Oh, where am I going?
Mr. Alcorn,
The hot
please do
seat.
come up and have a seat.
Here I am.
Yes.
I am very underdressed. I apologize. I got a text by Bill.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. And
You have an interest in public service?
I do. You want me? Yes. What's helpful? Do you want me to tell me what I've done in public service? Would that be helpful for you?
Is
Where do
there
I
a
live?
particular office that you might be seeking or an appointment that you might be looking for this evening?
There is. Is it town moderator? Town moderator. I talked to Bill about this, but it was like a month ago.
Yes.
And then he told me to show up in meetings, and I'm sorry, life got away from me.
Okay.
So, what's that?
Matt smile.
It happens.
Well, you're Matt, you know, you gotta do. You keep dumping that job on you.
Oh,
Right. So we have an opening of what we have done in the past is called upon our former moderator, which is Matt, and we just keep making him the current moderator. And he keeps not taking out a petition to run for moderator, but we've got a pre-town meeting coming up on January 20th, and we have the night before town meeting, the Monday night, which is March. Oh, he hasn't put the March one
It'll
on.
be the same, right?
So second, right?
I'll be second and the mark and the balloting will be the third.
Right. So and you're interested in moderating, being appointed to moderator for both of those?
Mhm.
Have you been a moderator before?
I have not. No.
In any, have you run meetings before?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's the springboard and where you leap right in and tell us about yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
So, so what would you like to know? And I can tell you a lot.
Introduce yourself to start for the.
What's that? Well, introduce. My name is Dan Alcorn, and I recently moved back to Rutland town. I lived here a long time ago because I'm getting older, and it happens. I've known Bill probably since I was 12 years old, maybe somewhere around there, and I've done things. I was on the Rutland City School Board. I was on the Vermont State School Board Commission. I was the head of the board for the Community High School of Vermont. I sat on the Wallingford Planning Commission. I was on the board for the Chioffi Art Museum. I think there's more, but I've done a lot of things. I teach. I teach for the Howard Center. There's a school over on Park Street. So I teach high school math, science, phys ed, and shop. And I coach high school football for Rutland and softball.
Mhm.
I have 2 daughters. I have a big dog. I don't know what else you want to know. I
Dog
live.
hasn't bitten anybody.
The dog has never been. He is. I don't know if Matt's seen him. He's big. He sounds mean, but he's not. He's just a really big guy.
Join the neighborhood howl sometimes.
So that neighborhood over there is very wooded most of the year, and then it's not. And he figured out that there's a lot of dogs. So it drives my daughter crazy because, I get up in the morning, it's and you just hear, it's everywhere. And there's a lot of dogs over there. So yes, sorry.
So you live in town?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
would be a
I'm
good
Victoria.
thing to-
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And
Yeah.
are you on the checklist, voter checklist?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
My daughter is not. I gotta fix that.
Work on these. So are you going to run for the position of moderator?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've ran for things in the past. You usually get a petition, I get so many signatures and
Yeah.
yeah.
You've got until the 26th to get about 35 signatures. To
So
get
the
on
weird
ballot.
thing about that job is you run for it now and then you get elected to do it next year.
Yes,
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
but we can appoint
we
you
can
for
appoint
this
you
year.
Right.
we can
Okay.
appoint you for this year, but your petition won't even be due until after the pre-town meeting.
That's funny. Okay.
So
Right.
that's
Okay.
So questions, intensive interrogation by any members of the select board.
It'd be pretty good when we find somebody that's willing to do a job, Mary.
I know.
Are you
actually,
able to make
yeah.
those two meetings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
At 6 o'clock?
Never
Yeah.
scare anybody.
Because you would do this, the school goes first, but we just have the moderator do that one too. And
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that 1 year seat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
1 year seat.
Okay.
And
So you got to put petition in every year.
unless you don't want the job. And then if you come to us and say you'll do it, we'll appoint you. Are there any other times when the moderator has a function in the town other than town meeting?
If there's a special meeting
Special,
of the
I see.
town, but
Yeah.
not,
But that's pretty much all it's for is those.
yeah, pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, like,
We don't want to downplay the position. It's a very important position. Okay, so having heard the candidate who expressed an interest in being appointed to be moderator at our pre-town meeting and town meeting this year, is there a motion? Motion's Motion's been made and seconded to appoint Dan Alcorn as town moderator. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
I,
Aye. Motion carries 4-0.
Okay.
You're it.
I'm in.
Thank you
Well, thank
for
you.
offering.
Yeah.
Thank you, my budget's already got filed next week.
Oh, no.
Yes, I'll read your budget. Yeah, you should.
I hate to come and go, but I have groceries in my car. So. It's nice to meet everybody, and I will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, since you're here, Town Fire Chief Chris Clark.
you might just as well come either in your work uniform or your dress uniform. So you stand out. Make a statement.
First time I'm on the list first, I'm late, right?
You were here first.
I
know,
was here
you're
first.
You're feeling okay? You'll feel okay next week, Tuesday.
I got a little slight cough going on.
You know where you live.
We had our annual meeting last week. We do have one new officer. George Mata stepped down, so we elected Andrew McLaughlin. So he's our new captain in Center Rutland. We did go to Holiday Inn again. I didn't get a chance to count how many times we've been there, but we went the other night for the sprinkler broken again. So I politely, or not politely, told the guy to turn the heat on. So I don't know. I haven't seen JP to ask him to go down there, but I did talk to GJ and he was going to send a couple
Good. Okay.
state guys down there. So
Yeah,
I haven't heard back from him, but
enough is really enough.
Yeah.
Bill, Bill, could you?
I did get hold of JP. He has no jurisdiction anymore for that place. So
Well,
that's what he said. He gave me a contact for the state.
okay.
The
He does, but then the state preempts, so. Yeah.
the fire marshal said to send your health officer down there.
Yeah,
That's what Matt told me.
Yeah. JP raised
maybe they
this
should go
point.
together.
JP raised this point several months back, maybe even a year back, saying if the town adopted its own health ordinance, then we would have we could then give him the authority under that ordinance to do it. And that's kind of where it went. I think town council was gonna look into that.
If I remember right, there were a lot of parts to it that that JP had wanted us to, wasn't there a list of like either statute, something on that list that was questionable whether or not we needed to, I don't remember exactly what it was.
He'd given us a copy, which I thought we put it together, sent it to Kevin. It was a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's what it
I'm pretty sure we have an email somewhere with a
I'm
conclusion.
thinking it's like a 2024.
Yeah, I think Kevin said that everything's already got covered under the state statute and keep doing what you're doing. I thought is where that ended.
Yeah,
I think we came full circle back around to where we started.
Because I think Kevin made the point. Is
Which
that
is
we're trying to
local
get local
enforcement,
control,
yeah.
not state control, so maybe we just need to
I think
revisit
the two of them disagreed about the extent that.
They did.
These jurisdictions.
Yeah.
If we need to, you know, get multiple points of contact together, you know, like fire marshal and the health department or something and tell them, look, I'll get on the same page, and maybe that's what we have to do.
Revisit, yeah, they all need to go together at the same time. Something to,
Now what's happening is it happens so much, nobody wants to leave work to go. So one of these days, there's gonna be a giant
It's gonna
fire
be
through
the
the
same.
roof and nobody's gonna go.
All right,
Yep.
so we should,
so we're gonna maybe go back to Kevin and see if he's got the language and then see where we are.
yeah, I'll ask Kevin to,
And maybe, because I know JP would have kept what he gave us, we need to
Yes.
see that again. I know there were some questions about what he was asking for authority to be able, and I don't know if that was what, there was some question about it, I think, if I recall.
Okay.
These things only surface when we need them, unfortunately. And then you just don't think about it because we haven't had a lot of trouble down there and now you're back into it again.
Yeah.
It's kind of like where we were before.
at the beginning.
Well, when we went the other night, there wasn't a single person outside. So I don't know if anybody's staying there or not. But when we went the week before, there had to have been at least 25 people standing outside. So I don't know if they get sick of hearing the alarm and don't come out or there's nobody there. I don't know.
That needs to go to the state parks too, because if it's going off so frequently that nobody pays attention, it could be a real problem.
Yeah.
Well, I would send an email to fire marshal and whoever else they tell you that health department or every single time, if not more often, so you drive them all crazy,
Yeah.
and then maybe they can show up.
That's
Yeah.
an idea. So could you make sure anytime you have a call that Bill knows? And then
Yes.
Bill, would you send an email? I think that's a great idea. So, speak your Bill.
Would the email be on behalf of the town or the fire department?
It doesn't matter. I'd say the town. Yeah,
Send it to GJ.
yeah.
He's the boss. So
And the thing about doing that is that gives us a record, that
Right.
leaves us a trail. We've been, so when the place burns to the ground and unfortunately there's an injury or a loss of life, and you can say, this is a pattern for the last umpteen months, years, whatever. Same as what we did when, JP brought, we tried to bring case against the manager down there.
If you were to copy some legislators on that email, it'd probably be fine too.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because that building is a safety hazard, the life hazard down there like you said, you got to turn your heat on now.
yeah, it's pretty cold in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and Bill, you should copy the select board whenever you send one, so we'll know and we can keep track too.
Absolutely.
Just send it to everybody
Say
in the
the
contact
distribution
list. Select all.
It's just that the only way you're gonna get anywhere, you gotta make it, that's how we got somewhere the last time. We made enough noise, so we got the people that were in charge of the agencies taking care of the people staying there. And we got a lot of lip service and we didn't get a lot done, but at least they showed up and we inconvenienced them for a night or
That could be the next thing. We invite them in to come talk to the select board about what we can do.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try a few of the email.
Yeah,
chains
because
and then
this
we'll
is,
move on.
this is getting old for you guys especially. And to Chris's point, that's what'll happen. You'll get, you know, Metro Mail. Were you around for Metro Mail?
No, that was a little before my time.
False alarm after false alarm after false alarm after false alarm at Metro. We go down there for stupid stuff, and then we get a call in the middle of the afternoon, and the whole process in place is up in smoke or the warehouse. Yeah. So, but eventually we had enough help.
One gentleman who lives in town, which we have no problem helping him out. He's a really nice guy, lives in town. The guy that was at the Holiday Inn, I believe he moved to Sheldon Towers or Cortina Inn, sorry. So we've been we had one actually up in my neighborhood. Yeah, Billy's new friend. But other than that, it's been good, actually.
Is there any communication with regional about training?
Nothing yet. Nothing. Oh,
And you guys know probably when you go down there that nothing's gonna work right. The sprinkler system, nothing, the Holiday Inn, yeah, nothing's gonna work.
I was actually shocked it was fixed from the last time and we had to shut it off for the next break.
Yeah.
I was shocked, actually.
But I think you go with that mindset that,
Yeah. And it was broken right in the sprinkler room. That's how cold it is in there.
Great.
So
Um,
all I had-
whilst you're here, we did do a draft, or we voted the last meeting to put a request, thank you. Put a request on the ballot to increase the rate of your depreciation fund by a quarter. To a quarter. Cent, and that would raise you to 2 cents per hundred. So did you have a chance to take a look at the language of that?
not, but I'm confident that you worded it perfectly.
No, I mean, so this is Bill. Bill,
you copied it from where? Last year?
The appreciation one came from the last time we did rec and highway. Which was
Okay.
just last year before, so.
okay. So this is ready to go, and it was in our packet, so does anybody have any problems with it, or are we ready to go? Just pass that on to. You know, the town clerk, she's the one kind of who does that.
Good to me.
Okay, very good. Okay, anything else for our fire chief?
Other than, with the new officer, you're gonna update our, permit chain?
Yes, I will.
So the next time you issue a permit, it'll be a new group, which doesn't go, you can't just change, I was told you can't just change one number in the group because it changes the whole thing.
It does.
It does. So I have several in my phone now, so I'll wait for you to issue a permit first.
Okay. I'll try to remember to do that.
Yeah. Or else just send out add the new, delete the old, got the person step down and then add the new one
Yeah.
and just send us to the group, this is the updated permit. It's for you and me and Mike,
I can
Okay.
do that.
if you would, please. Thank you.
Ready? Thank you.
Thank you, Jake. Mike Rowe, town rec.
Evening all. Not a lot going on. The rink is still good for skating. People have been skating on it, which is awesome. Basketball is in full swing. Last weekend went really well for our opening home weekend. We had a large crowd for our 4 games in a row. And that went really well. So the kids are doing well. Thanks to the coaches and all the parents for all their help. The only other thing I have tonight is we had our first grab and go senior lunch today. Huge shout out to Marcia Chioffi. I don't know how much Dawn did, but I know Marcia was our celebrity guest chef for the first one. and she did a fantastic job. I got 2 huge pots of minestrone and I left with nothing. The fire department has a couple in their refrigerator. If they got hungry, a couple containers, but we had over 40 people pick up lunches. So I think that sounds like it's going, and they were extremely appreciative, and they're picking up for a friend, and we've gone over that. So that's kind of doing exactly what I hoped it would do. So hopefully it will only grow as we go forward in this kind of trial experiment. But the first day went off really well. So that's all I really have for you, unless you guys have anything for me. I'm saving my voice to do Chris's line items next week too.
You're gonna cover for him?
I'll cover for Chris.
He's gonna do his own.
He can stand it with me.
He's gonna
We
do
could be
his
like a
own.
puppet show.
It's the public exposure, our fire chief. A lot of people don't know him.
That's about it. People gotta know who you are. I'm not
They
throwing
only
him under
know
the
him
bus
as
again.
racist, and he looks a lot different when he's full geared up. Running.
Here we go. I'm already geared up, so
Any questions for our rec director? Hey,
awesome.
thank you very much. Dave Sears, Town Highway Commissioner.
Hello.
Hello.
Trying to get in the screen here. Star of the show. As everybody knows, is snow. We've been doing a lot of that lately. We got 27 calls for the contractors. Covered, there's actually more calls than that in its entirety, but we've covered a few of them, more than just a few in-house. So kept down on the contractor stuff, but right now they're at 27. Right now we're between salt and liquid. We're about $3,900 over budget, and it's the 15th of January. So here we go again. It's a repeat last year. Just a quick update on the tractor. The engine has been ordered. I have no idea when it's going to be here. Trying to get information out of United is worse than pulling teeth. Basically, just 2 more things. Somewhere in your packet is the V-Trans town mileage sheet.
Yes.
You don't copy.
That gets to be signed by all of you and Kari. It's emailed to me, and everybody but me signs it.
Okay. Any change? No,
None.
doesn't look.
The adjustment for Dyer Road was last year, and that was
Okay.
that reflects in there.
Okay. And where's our legal trail?
3/10 of a mile on a
Yeah.
legal trail.
By Sherwood Hill.
Isn't that
Okay.
Is that it, or is it
I
the,
think- It's Pat McLaughlin's driveway that goes up to his apartment house, I think.
is that it?
I kind of remember doing a site visit up there.
I think that's what it is. If
It's
you're right.
part of the old Route 7. I think that's what that used to be,
Yeah.
where that came out from. The only other place I was thinking would have been Perkins, but not, Perkins Road goes to the end and then that goes. And I don't know how much we own, or if we own any of it.
Yeah, I think that's
So-
private off the end.
Is
that
there
private
a
off the end?
motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it goes up to the end, and then it's like going to a hunting camp road.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
A raw fire clay.
Yeah, Firefly.
Farm.
Yep. Is there a motion to approve the certificate of highway mileage?
Move to approve.
Motion was made, is there seconded? Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
All right.
Aye, motion carries 4-0. And we all get to sign.
And then the only last thing I have is looking to still get a committee meeting together to discuss the water stuff up off Killington Avenue at some point. I know it's kind of a busy time now with meetings and budgets and all of this stuff, but I don't want this to fall off the radar.
Okay. Alrighty. Any,
I think that's looking at an engineer, can buy close first.
We've got their report. They just got it to us. So they did their study, they did their report. Now they have it. Now they want to come talk to us.
So is that what we're talking about for committee meeting, or do they just need to come to the
It's an 80 something page report. It should go to the committee first.
Yeah.
yes, please.
I'll look at my schedule and send out a text. So I figure out what day we can do.
Anything else for our town road commissioner? And you'll be there to present your budget next,
I will
Tuesday?
try. I've got some stuff going on. I'll have to juggle some stuff, but I'll be there if I can.
Okay, all right. These guys are your backup, so let them know.
I know, that's why I'm not worried.
All right. Thank you very much, Dave. Have a good
All right,
evening.
thank you guys. Have a good night.
Barbara Pulling, Town Planning Commission Chair. Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, folks. The Planning Commission have finished its work on the subdivision bylaw, and we sent it off to the town attorney last week. Bill sent it on Friday, I believe. So when we hear back from him, I don't expect wholesale changes from him. I think we've got things nailed down pretty well. So when we do get it back to him, we send it to you with a written report about what, it kind of summarizes what the changes are. We're not required to have a hearing. We've had some informational public meetings, hearings on some ordinances that we've done. But even for a bylaw like this, we're not required, the Planning Commission is not required to have a hearing. But the Select Board is, and you have at least one coming up for that.
Okay.
So do you have any preference about whether we have an informational meeting or should we just?
Well, let's do this. Let's see what Kevin's remarks are.
Hmm.
Okay. And if there are any substantial changes, you folks may want to have an informational meeting or at least just talk about it. And then it comes, I think once you pass it to us, that starts the clock. So then we get
Yes.
to
Yeah.
set the hearings and so on, or the hearing. Okay, good,
Okay.
thank you. That, I know that was a long process, but
Yeah,
And-
we took the long way around initially.
I know,
So yeah, that was our call, and we learned something from that experience. The only other thing I have is just more pocket park stuff. We are meeting, I've sent out an invitation to the indigenous tribes in Vermont to join us at our meeting on February 19th. We have a meeting, our next meeting, the 29th of January. David Grake is going to be with us, so we'll probably fill up most of the time just going over his report there. So the following meeting on February 19th, like to meet with the tribes and talk about what should go on the kiosks for information, what should go on signs. And at least one of them in the past, when we first started this project, was concerned about land disturbance, any kind of, shoveling, moving dirt around. So we'll talk about that as well. There's 4 recognized tribes in Vermont. They're all Abenaki related. But GMP, in its relicensing for its hydro, also contacted 2 other tribes. one of them is the one that is concerned about land disturbance, and that's the Stockbridge Muncies.
Okay.
And they're in Troy, New York. And then there's a Mohawk tribe in New York as well, that we've extended an invitation to. Once we do that, we'll get some more stakeholders in, especially historians and people interested in the history of that area, and to talk to them about content for signs.
Okay. Okay.
So, and I was wondering, while we're waiting to hear about the T-Mobile grant, which is sometime in February, I think, do we want to keep things moving with a contingency plan or contingency expenses, or?
Yeah, I think that if the planning commission can do, and you probably already have, based upon what you've already put in, just what do we need to do if we don't get the money to hire certain people? We've got got the need to bring somebody in to identify the vegetation that has to go. And, trimming up the area and at least getting a walkway over the old road right of way, and then some kind of fencing along the top of where the roadway ends, where the bridge used to start.
Mm-hmm.
So those things, because that would be what I would really see happening this year. Some kind of walkway to the overlook, and clearing out the invasive species that are in there.
Did you mention fencing at the overlook? Do you
Yes.
want to include that?
Yes, so people don't fall off. Yes, I think
Yeah.
that's important.
You
Yeah.
want anybody going swimming?
Not from up there.
And how about like the picnic amenities?
Picnic tables, yes,
Yep,
yeah,
okay.
a place for them. And then, but that also means you got to think about, if we move that the DAR watering trough over into the area, where does that go? And where does the kiosk go?
Mhm.
And where do the picnic tables go? And, all of those things have to fit. So,
Mhm. Yeah, I'm sure the planning commission can come up with some ideas for that, and we can pass those by you folks.
yes, please.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and I'll stay on. GMP, as you recall, is going to be providing a kiosk for us.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure about, whether we work with them on, on the content and getting that, on the kiosks that they give us, or if they're just giving us, a kiosk with spaces for content.
I would see if you can find out, because I think they really wanted us to do the content, but I think they also wanted to make sure we recognize their history a little bit.
Yes.
Yes, but I really do want the town to control the content and not the power company. But we certainly want their kiosk.
Okay. We want it all.
We do.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
next year is the bicentennial, or what is it when you add 50 to it?
Sesquicentennial or something?
Bicentennial plus 50. Yeah, okay.
Probably me.
There's probably a name, but anyway, it would be good to have, and we've told them we're going to be ready to do the kiosk thing by May. So we need to kind of step it up and have work sessions planned to go in and take out the invasives once we get them identified. And I need to work on part of that too, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll start in February. We'll start a series of meetings on.
Okay. That had the word for it.
Semi-quincentennial.
Semi-quincentennial.
Okay.
Maybe we'll just call it 250-year anniversary. Oh, and Barbara, you can
Yes.
tell the planning commission that Bill and I stepped up and did a little bit of their preliminary work for you folks on the changes to the flood hazard area mapping.
Yep.
And Dave was there too, at least for part of it. And we sat through this morning the introduction to what was done or not. The unfortunate part was first of all, the watersheds they were looking at didn't include the one that we're in, which was limiting. And then they didn't have any maps for Rutland Town at all. But Bill has since been in touch, and they have sent through the maps for Rutland Town, and there are some changes on it. And the Planning Commission is going to have a chance to take a look and give us some advice and see what you need to do about the town plan maps and so on, and the flood hazard areas in the town. But so that's going to be coming to you, but the select board did not just shove it to you. We sat through, at least one of us did, sat through the meeting this morning. So there you are.
Thank you and my condolences.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Hey, with the Walmart and the Act 250 permit application, are we expecting any other studies from David Grake, or is that the one he sent us, the financial and economic impact one? Is that the only one?
No. He's also sent through criteria 8, undue adverse impact on scenic values. He did send through a study on that. Is he copying you as well, Bill, on whatever he's sending through, or am I okay? Okay, so you might want to get to the Planning Commission whatever he's sent through so far, because they're statutory parties as well. The Select Board is, and the Planning Commission is. So just to keep that thing rolling along.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's all I have. I will be there next week, before you ask.
Yeah, no, well, see, that's the other thing, because we talked about the general budget generally, but if you're there, you could present the Planning Commission part. And you're willing to do that?
Sure, such as it is.
Okay, all right. But that gives people a chance to see that there is a planning commission and you guys are hard at work, and what you need, you don't have a big budget, but what you do have the budget for. So thank you.
Sure thing.
Okay. I'm gradually whittling away what you and I have to do for general. Yep.
Everybody can take some ownership and get to visit with it, so people put a face with what's going on.
That's right.
And then if we don't like it, be back the other way. Who the hell knows?
Okay, anything else for our Town Planning Commission Chair? A big thank you again to the Planning Commission for getting that subdivision ordinance bylaw put together. So appreciate that.
I think you'll like it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Barbara. Have a good rest of your evening.
Will do. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Is Larry on? Could you reach out to Larry and see if he was planning on presenting the transfer station part of the budget?
I can ask it, yes.
Okay.
Would you like it too?
Well, we've offered it to other folks, so I just want to make sure that he has the opportunity to.
I will let him know.
Okay, if he would like to. All right. Next, Marcia Chioffi, Town Head Lister.
Good evening, everyone.
And Celebrity Chef. Marcia, thank you very much for your
you're
contributions.
Welcome. You're welcome.
That was super.
If I never cut another carrot or another celery again, I won't be unhappy, that's for sure.
How many gallons did you make?
Oh, a little over 5 gallons.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So no, it was fun. I enjoyed doing it. So we got our letter from the state regarding the equalization study. I don't know whether you received a copy of it or not.
You do. It's number 2 in your packet, folks.
So our CLA has dropped to 60.67. But the good news is our COD dropped below 20 to 1757. So
So
I
how
don't
much
know.
out of whack are we?
Well, last year's CLA was 72.91, dropped this year
Okay.
to 60.67. The COD last year was 23.69, and it's at 17.57 this year.
Okay.
But the part that's gonna matter, I think, is the 86.2,
Yeah.
which last year that number I think was like 101. So now our CLA was like 0.7. We treated it as if we were over assessed. CLA perspective, now we're under. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's huge swings. So does this help in any way us getting or either the state to back off their letter that they've sent us telling us we have to reappraise, or does this put more pressure on us to do so?
Well, I don't know how much more pressure anyone can put on us when nobody bids. Nobody, I mean, now they're pushing us off to 2031. So
Really?
yeah.
Town's gonna be at 0 by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's unbelievable when we got the report from the state on all the towns that are, under the order to reappraise. It's mind-boggling. And right now, based on Act 73, I don't think we'll be forced to do anything until they start the 6-year process, if and when that ever happens.
All right. Well,
So,
okay. I guess we just keep now this all turns around us switching to what, the Patriot system?
well, we're looking at it. We had a presentation from Bill Krajewski, who is he's either VP or president of Catalyst, who now owns the Patriot system, the AP5. He gave us a presentation on the business personal property, which was very exciting. It's all one program. So if you've got GE, you've got business personal property, it's one program. It's attached to the real estate.
Okay. Good.
It's a powerful program. However, you're still looking at the fact that we still have to deal with VT Pi, which is also a Catalyst product, but we also still have to deal with NIMRIC.
Yep.
So I don't know where that's going. The state has not mandated which systems are going to be used and which are not. Kari in her office still uses several of NIMRIC's modules, and the tax bills are still done, through NIMRIC. So there's a lot to consider, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, keep us surprised as you have been.
I will.
All righty.
So,
and any questions for our town head lister? No?
No.
I guess that's it. Thank you, Marcia.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Hey, Kari Clark, town clerk and treasurer.
Hi there.
Hey, Kari.
So there's a liquor license in front
Yes.
of you for approval. It seemed like the names change on some of these very often, but what it is our neighbor to town hall. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Is it west or east? To the east. Okay.
The neighbors to the west are very quiet.
Yeah, they are very quiet.
Very quiet.
But they need
Yeah.
a fence around them to keep them in.
Yeah.
I do remember that. So actually, there's three. This is applications from Sam's Enterprises, Inc., 151 Business Route 4 in Center Rutland. One is a tobacco substitute endorsement. Another is the tobacco license. And the third is a second-class liquor license. And I'm looking at the chief of police. They're indicating no problem. Is there a motion for these three? And I think we all get to sign them. Motion's been made to approve all three for Sam's Enterprises. Kurt's seconding. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. And I think I'll put it on the last page.
There's more than one. How many places do we have to sign? 3?
3.
What I'm looking for.
Okay, Kari, what else have you got?
Really, I don't have anything tonight because we're still waiting on-time tax payments. They still have the potential of coming through the mail. Probably the last day would be tomorrow to have the postmarks be on time. So the next meeting, I'll have stats for you, how much we collected and all of that good stuff. And all the other departments will get their portion of the tax money dispersed, and the school check will be next time as well. So I don't really have anything. Mary, you already kind of touched upon it at the beginning when you reminded people of the circle article and also like the candidates statements and getting the petitions in by the 26th, end of business day, the 26th for candidates. Any articles is this week on the 16th. So that's just a reminder. You've already said it. So nothing really new right now. Just continuing to put together the town reports. Going to be working on the draft of the ballot so that we have something to present next week. And moving forward with town meeting, basically.
Okay. Are we having a Board of Civil Authority meeting sometime upcoming?
Yeah, we will have to talk about town meeting and how we want to have that look this year. So probably in the next couple of weeks.
Very good. Any further questions for our town clerk or treasurer? Oh, I know. This is so we're halfway through the fiscal year. So in our next packet for our meeting on the, what is it? The 27th. Could we have like the financials so that we can maybe walk through and see where we are after half a year of spending?
Absolutely.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Joe, you had something?
The balloting and voting this year, Kari. So we'll start early so people will know. It will be in person at the normal polling places.
Oh, yes, nothing has changed. Everything went back to normal a
Okay.
while ago. So it's the same polling places, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Nothing like that has changed. You can still call our office and request an absentee ballot. You can actually request an absentee ballot for the entire year if you wish to, in one phone call. And we can get those ready as each election comes forth. So anytime you can call and we'll take that information from you.
Okay. And there's early voting too, so the ballots will be in and people can come over here and vote.
Absolutely. I just don't know the timing because this election is the crunch one where we talk about the draft and then I kind of turn around and try to get it to the printers as fast as possible. They turn around and try to do it as fast as possible so that we have them to send out in time. It's such a small amount of time that we're given for this one anyway, but it'll happen. I just don't have the timings just yet.
Okay, fair enough. Good. Anything else for Kari? If not, thank you very much, Kari. And
You're
we'll see you
welcome.
next week.
Have a good night.
You too. Mike Delehanty? Nope. Joe Denardo, Public Safety Building.
All good.
Okay. John Paul Faignant? Nope. Bill Sweet? Nope. Oh, yeah. Okay. Good evening.
While we still have Dave,
Yes.
did you want to go over his ballot item? That was the other one on that sheet.
Did he see this at all?
He and I talked about it. The numbers are right.
Okay.
It's just, he hadn't seen this, but he's well aware of its existence.
Okay, so let me read it out loud so he can hear it. Shall the voters of the town of Rutland authorize the purchase of a new excavator and trailer for the highway department of the town of Rutland with the total estimated purchase price of $165,000 to be paid for by raising taxes in the amount of $165,000 and no cents, essentially? Question mark. Is that
The way the other ballot is.
I took that.
I'm assuming you went to past history and
I went to the air pack one and
Yeah.
did that
Okay.
language. Yeah.
Okay.
It was the same kind of purchase. Yep.
Plain enough.
Guess he's all set.
pretty plain?
Yep.
There's no not to exceed language in there. It's just total estimated purchase price, and that's what we're authorized to spend should the taxpayers agree.
Yes.
We approved this,
Doing
the
it.
concept. We
That's
approved it
okay.
last meeting, so we don't need to approve it
That's
again.
what we're talking about.
Okay. Okay,
So there's that. And a couple of things I had to go over. Town report is going well. I've got nearly everything I need. There's a couple reports from department heads that are outstanding, but they've promised me them very soon. We'll see.
Cemetery.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you very much. Cemetery report made it in before you guys just
select board report is nice.
select board at that. Yes, that's not in yet. So we have the warning and the notice to voters, which are always a little right around this time of year. Despite several requests, the school has provided nothing. So they usually have several reports year over year that are the same. And I said, please send them now because it makes it easier.
Wait.
But yeah, the timing this year is much less than normal. So, but it's coming together pretty well. No issues with I got Andrew's formatting and we got that all taken care of. So that's all in good shape and all the explanations are in there that all fit perfectly well. So
Good.
We're in good shape. So that's due to the printers next week. Let's see. AARP put out a grant opportunity for, among other things, rectangular rapid rectangular flashing beacons for crosswalks. So we sent in the grant for that. We applied for that. We didn't get it last time, so maybe we'll get it this time.
Okay.
But I got an updated quote and sent that along. So hopefully we can get some funding for that and put up the flashing lights at the crosswalk out here.
Good.
That would be nice. The owner of the Fortress of Fun right around the corner came in. He is still working on getting approval from the state for various parts of his building. Now he has to go through Act 250 for part of it. So he has a municipal impact questionnaire, which he brought in yesterday. So it'll go in the next packet. We'll have to go around to the department heads, and I didn't really look at it yet, having a chance. So, but it doesn't look very complicated. I think it's mostly to do with his sewer. So it really shouldn't be much of an issue because we don't have anything to do with it. Went to the Regional Planning Commission for a meeting last week, and a lot of it was a big topic on housing. There was people from the state. There's a new program and a new pot of money available from the state. The state has allocated over 10 years $2 billion $200 million a year for towns to apply for infrastructure for water, sewer, land acquisition, for housing. And this money can be used for projects that would not otherwise happen without this investment. They're expecting a lot of applications this year, but it goes for 10 years. There is a repayment portion to that, but that is a portion of the taxes realized from the project itself. So, I was in the meeting with Pittsford and Proctor and some other ones, and Pittsford's very excited because they need some water and sewer lines run. And so but there has to be a developer. I mean, there's some things that have to go along with it, but it is there and it's 200. And John Russell is the chair of the review committee. So he does. And he says he wants to see applications from every town in the state. Like, he really wants to get this out there. So, if there is a developer that's interested in a housing project and it needs some infrastructure that we could provide, this could help fund that to bring in housing. And it goes for anything from market rate housing to multi-unit apartments. So they said don't
get somebody to build some apartments in our fire districts. We could get some water lines.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
If they need new water lines, they'll even pay for wells. They said because the wells will ultimately be owned.
How we could make this.
It doesn't have to be like a water line. It can be a water source. Like, so but it has to be to promote new housing. So,
Good.
but it was a really good meeting and a lot of really good information.
So this, as I was reading, I think a little bit about it, this is for smaller towns and for smaller projects potentially.
Well, they have $200 million a year. They said it's not going to go to one municipality. They said they want to do as many projects as they can.
Okay,
So,
good.
but they're encouraging, if it needs upgrades, if it's a capacity issue, so you can do upgrades. I mean, really, they're like really, make justifications. It's a CHIP program is what's called.
Yeah.
And the state employees in this there's 3 employees from the state that are for this department. So, and then they have a citizen review board. That's the one that John's the chair of. So, but it's really good. The Regional Planning Commission is very much in favor of it and willing to help. So, yep.
We came close with the Dyer property.
Yeah.
At the south end of town. And if they had the ability to hook onto water and sewer.
I don't think that was the issue with that project.
It might not have been. Yeah,
but say
that's
somebody
pretty close.
like there's garden time. Say someone wanted to level that and build,
Yeah.
12 units, but they needed water and sewer, and we've got it at Post Road.
Yeah.
That could pay to run a sewer line.
Sewer line actually goes up to the animal.
Yeah, it does. So it's like, that's the kind of thing it's talking about. If it needs municipal infrastructure to make it happen, that's the kind of thing it's talking about. So,
Okay.
yep. So we've got 10 years and a bunch of money to go through. So if you hear something, you think of something, we can put it on the radar.
Let's see, wheels turning.
Well, you gotta think of how to make it work. Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking.
You gotta level your house and build a duplex.
I was thinking of the project that Mailer and Breen is building down on Forest Street.
Yeah. Yes.
Something like that, somewhere in an area that doesn't have water and sewer, that we could make that work.
Yeah.
Sounds like even just regular houses.
Yes.
Single family houses.
They're looking for not necessarily dense housing, but they don't want like a 1 acre parcel of one house. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for
water and sewer, so it's
right.
service.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not looking for like a Dell Stanley. They're looking for, like a condo unit with like, they said they don't really have anything yet because the application started like last week. They left our meeting to go to the launch meeting for their application. So
they're looking for you.
Well, that's part of it too. Is there's gonna be a lot this year. They expect.
North Grove Street.
That's a long.
But that doesn't help. I'm trying to figure a way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
We have in your neighborhood. How many fire districts up there? 3, 4? At least 3.
4, if not more.
4 or 5.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's an area where we need water.
Mhm.
And if there were some larger parcel that would make this, you could put up a multi-unit building. And that would require water structure needed. Sewer isn't the issue up there, water is. And we could.
So you build a multi-unit building.
Right.
Right, but I just don't know where to put something
I don't
or if
think
there's
there's
land
any-
available.
I don't think there's any real estate.
What's that, Dave?
Yeah. I don't think there's any real estate
No,
up there.
because mostly all the things, and the only other thing you could do is if somebody were to develop 4 or 5 lots,
Right.
you get 4 or 5 houses, that might justify, but they'd be just individual.
Can it be used to purchase a right of way?
It can be used for land purchase.
Okay, we have 29 acres.
Yeah.
Up off. We need a right of way, and we also need to get water and sewer out to it, but it's pretty close.
You may want to take a look at the maps people just sent.
Yeah, I know.
That was one of the ones that was part of that map.
Yeah.
But that's a great thing. But so like Mark Foley owns that property in the front.
Yes.
And if he had a developer and they said, yes, but you need to get us infrastructure, we could apply for the grant to help pay for the infrastructure.
Yeah.
So you have to have a developer. You have to have things that are in place for it to work. But there is money there. You can see everybody started spinning. The wheels started spinning.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out, we could get additional housing in town, which is very short, special
Yes.
rental properties, plus maybe fix some broken parts with.
Demolish the Cortina and build a new housing project.
So that they don't fix the water problem
And have
up on the net.
to access it from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, right.
We build the road to it.
But Quality Lane has buildable land there
That's right.
for projects. Like that would be an ideal spot to put a lower density housing project. It's like they're not looking for 100 units. They said it's like 10, 20, like those could be good. But and you're right, like we need a road, we need water lines, we need sewer lines, and that's all part of that. And we've got engineered plans for that road. Like that road is ready to go. It just needs money to put it there, and that's it. So
Got to figure out how to build a house or two.
but it's not up to us.
Yeah.
We need to find someone that wants to do it.
Right. We had a landowner down there.
We do have a landowner. He is still interested.
Excellent.
Yes,
Have
he-
you been in touch with him?
Not recently, but he had called me because he wanted to put up a bunch of solar panels right basically down the middle of where we wanted to build the road. And I talked him out of it
Yeah.
because of that reason. He was very happy to hear we still want to build the road.
Okay.
So there's
Why don't you renew that conversation,
Sure.
saying we now have an opportunity
Yeah.
if there is a developer interested
Yeah.
in doing housing, because that was something he had suggested.
yeah, that's
a
it.
while ago.
Do we have like a dollar figure to go from Aldi's place to Cranberry to that short section? Do we?
I haven't looked at that in so long. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
we
know.
have it. I don't know what it's whatever it was. It's not current. Like it's,
No, but
that road is not named that because it's only because Aldi's is on Route 7. Harbor Freight's the only building on that
right.
access. There is no name for that.
Yeah.
So
But that short section was built
yes,
to state spec.
and Harbor Freight
Take that road over.
Harbor Freight moved their building to allow us to, because I talked to them about that. They moved their building to allow us to have that road access. Yeah.
So.
Figure out some way to get that first section built. If we had a dollar figure, that would really help.
Well, but we've got enough specificity in the plans that we got that we could get a dollar figure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what the next step would be, but we've got a few years here to get in. You may not get anything the first round, because
I wouldn't
the
expect
first year is going to be really.
it's
everybody-
going to be everybody jumping in.
Look
Yeah.
how long it takes for freaking Walmart to get their Act 250 done.
Right.
Any housing's going to get the same thing.
Right.
So you got to find a developer that will
Housing
see into
is
that.
Treated
fast track
differently.
now,
Yeah,
that's
it's
in
a
fifty,
little
so,
bit.
Yeah,
preferential treatment.
yeah.
A little bit.
If somebody wanted to do that down
Takes,
there.
takes 10 months.
And
instead
it's
of
funny with
18.
this whole thing, well, we start now on the Act 250 permit, we might have a grant or somebody could get a grant.
Yeah.
But the building being built on Forest Street is a state subsidized project, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a gentleman that was telling me that a developer could build that themselves without any subsidies from the state And then the occupants, their rents are subsidized down there. So we're paying twice on that building and you know, so if somebody were to be, you know, if a developer wanted to put a place up that had 20 units in it, and we could do that. I don't know how that fits in with the Granbury Road stuff, but you know.
That's a good size for down there. Cause when you figure, you know, we need 40 parking spaces, you know, roughly.
Right, and you could put that in and then that would allow us to get money to run the water and sewer line and build the road. We get the first leg up.
So it's a really good opportunity and it's got a decent timeline on it and it's a good sized dollar amount for
You know, I
every
don't know.
year. So
Who builds these things? I don't know.
Well, you know, you just have Habitat for Humanity's coming to town. They're gonna start building houses and they're always looking for places to put them.
Yeah.
So this might be an opportunity
Yeah.
to, you know, conventional housing, maybe some habitat housing as well.
Yeah.
That'd be quite the project.
there's actually some nice sized parcels off the end of Quality Lane at the very end. And I was thinking about that because we could say the sewer line needs to be upgraded. And that would be a phenomenal way to eliminate a couple problems all at once. So there are solutions. There are some good parcels out there, and we just need some people to come together and say, let's do it and let's go over it. The town is responsible. The town is the applicant for the grant. Like that's we are the applicant. It goes through us.
So we'd be working kind of hand in hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we wanted to do it.
Well, it's like building the sidewalk, you know, we get the money, they give us the bill and we pay them and get our money back. So.
So
Our
we
brain's
might-
working overtime now. I had a couple of.
Yeah, no, I mean, we might want to do you know, put together some kind of a, not necessarily just proposal, but housing developers, let us hear from
Yeah.
you, because this is a great opportunity. The
Yeah.
town's willing to partner to bring some housing to
Yep.
town, so.
Yep.
Cause I don't know who owns that building, Forest Street too.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna do some research.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know Naylor and Breen is building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The issue is the math doesn't math unless the government's subsidizing it. So you can't make it pay unless you're getting, because they're paying up to $50,000 a unit.
This wasn't positioned that way.
Yeah.
This was a different kind of program.
Yeah.
And there's no specific cap, and there's no specific minimum. They're like small scale. We'll take small scale projects. Like if you need something small to get something done, like get us that. Like that works too. They want it.
Houses to get a water line.
Yeah, it's not. But it is out there. The regional planning commission, like Veneri would be a great resource. They're a little busy or at the moment with a little reduction of the staff around there, but they would be a great partner for us, and he would love to see something in the town because he's a town resident too. So yeah, that's really great. I mean, we've got some time, but this time's going to go quick, and probably so is the money. So it's something that yeah,
It took us a year or two to come up with a plan. 'Cause it's not like we only got one opportunity.
right.
Yeah.
And
Every
I
year.
think the better your plan is and the more legwork you do and the more stuff you got, I think the better chance you'll have to secure the grant.
Well, you've identified a few potential landowners
Yeah.
now in a couple of places, so let's see if we can start following up.
Yeah.
If you want us to, reach out to people we know, we should start.
There's no flood mitigation's part of it too.
Okay.
So I was thinking like the end of Park Street, like we were talking about that. Like that's one of those areas where it's
We have, we own property down the end of Park Street.
Yep.
Most of it's in a floodplain, so
Okay.
you look at it and go, yeah, no. But,
mitigation is part of the grant.
yeah.
And there's a water line that runs right down through
There's a
there.
water line there.
I'm still thinking the other way.
Yeah.
That's where we need the water.
Yep.
We gotta
Well,
see
yes,
right,
that's
so if we can figure out some way to,
So that was my thought was like garden time was like that perfect thing. It's like it's a nice open spot. It's got frontage. It's a nice parcel, but water supply is its problem. Like that is its problem. So getting a water supply to there, whether that's a new well, I don't know. But I think the last I knew the owner
from the Army Reserve down along that fence line to Route 7 and It's like I've been, and then across the river to the fire station.
Okay. Possibilities.
Build apartment above the fire station, run a water line to it.
There you go.
Excuse me. A new unit, speaking of new housing, was completed earlier, late last year in Carmel Place off Killington Avenue. And then that started a discussion about 911 numbers. They had been using numbers that were given to them by DCF Development, and one of them was correct. Some of them are off by 120, like, so that's off by 500, 600 feet. So the new person she was only there for a little bit, so her number has been changed. She's all set. The rest of them, so I talked with Gary Belock, who is the HOA president at the moment, and we went back and forth, and I said, I understand that this is going to cause a problem up there. I said, I get it. I said, so what would make sense was as units sell, that's when we change it. Because we've talked about, I said, that would make the most sense. He's like, great. So he called me a couple weeks ago. He's like, this unit is selling. So I'm like, great. Right in the middle of the development, it's going to throw off everything. So they decided, I said, I don't know what you want to do. They decided they want to change all the numbers. They've talked to their property manager, Rob Larson with Abatello. They do that. Gary Belock has already told everybody up there it's going to happen. So early April is when we're going to do it, to give everybody a chance to plan in time, because they have very specific styles for numbers on their mailboxes, and their houses have a very specific style, and they're particular about them matching. So they need time to order them, get them in, no problem. So that is,
I'm sure they're right.
they are right. The state did it. The state did it. And actually, I found I found two errors with the state's one. He said, "Yep, you're right." So we fixed those. So it's correct, and it's
Does the numbers that we are now establishing take in any vacant lots to make sure when they are occupied?
well. So that's the whole point. Is
The vacant lots get a number,
the numbers are assigned when the driveway is put in,
right?
because the driveway location determines the address. They're like, well, this was 231. I'm like, but it can't be, because you don't know where your driveway is going to go.
Right.
Like, you can't say that's what that is. So that was where some of the confusion came in. So DCF had a map and they had written numbers into it, and that's what they've been going by. And I'm like, who gave you these? Like, so this was it.
But
Yeah, they're
as
okay.
long as
They're on
the
board.
numbers on either side of the vacant lot are okay,
Correct.
then there's enough room to put.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why it's important to have them correct, because if the one over here is right and the one over here is wrong, then when you have a new one in the middle, that one's going to get done correctly, and it's likely going to throw off other ones. So the one that got sold is on like the southeast corner of it, right in the middle of the biggest group of them, and it's just, I'm like, well, there you go. Like, that's what it is. So I said, there's two things we can't violate, and that's one of them. So we're going to change them. So I was trying to help them do it a little bit, but they're like, we just rather would do it all at once. Okay. So that is in works. Speaking of address changes, Heather Lane disappeared last week and is now Crossman Drive Extension, and there is a new sign up there, and that's ready to go. And we are going to change the name of Diamond Run Mall Place, because there's no mall. It's going to become Diamond Run Place. Just easy, no validation problems. We're just going to eliminate mall and make it real easy, and that's going to be that. It's going to be done. So we're probably going to do that in the next couple of weeks. I've talked to Dave and Joe Anthony, and they're absolutely ready to go. We were going to do it last year, but we wanted to get through the Walmart demolition permit, and so now we're fine. So now they're happy with that. So we're going to change that. So that just makes a little more logic.
Okay, yes. Because it's serving more than one.
It is, yes.
Okay.
Back when it was only the mall, that
Yes.
made sense, but now it doesn't. So like, we have Holiday Drive, like but that's okay. That one will be okay
That's
for now.
okay.
And last thing I got, Larry had talked to me about his phone bill at the transfer station, which is around $80 to $100 a month, because he has the last copper phone line in town. So I worked with Consolidated, and we are going to be able to put in one of our newer style phones up there. I tested it over the weekend, and it works. So they're ordering us one. It's gonna make his phone bill $19 a month.
So do we get to keep the copy?
I mean, you probably can. I don't know if it's gonna be worth much, but yeah, it'll still be there. But the phone number is gonna stay the same. Everything's gonna stay the same. Just the way it gets there is gonna be a little different, but it's gonna save him $60 to $80 a month.
Good.
So for some from them, they're like 8 hours a week. So it was a big expense for that. So
Good.
yeah. So that'll happen, and that's the last one. So that'll be good.
Good bit of work there.
Yep.
Thank you, Bill. Okay,
That's everything I got.
that's everything. Anything for Bill?
The property on McKinley Avenue.
Sure.
Barry Burke Farm.
Oh yeah.
Well, I noticed a mailbox there. So have they been in contact with you?
Steve Wilkin, Eric O'Teal
Steve?
own that,
All right.
and
There are 3 residents out there. And so
the one by the road is a garage. We have decided that we will not make them put a private road in, but if they build anything else, we're going to.
Okay.
So, there is an apartment above that, but
I know, because
but
I mean, I
Yeah.
involved, I see it, and I know that there are 3 technically,
yes,
residents,
two residences.
garage with an apartment.
Yes, so that was supposed to be a storage barn for their cars and other stuff, and it evolved over the course of the project, which they didn't have to really tell us, so we didn't know. And actually, a E911 person was driving around verifying things and stopped and took a picture of it and sent it to me. They're like, "This is not a garage." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." So I got a hold of them, and so it has its own number.
Yep.
It is a McKinley Avenue address. But that is going to be the last time they'll have a McKinley Avenue address for that property. If they build another building of any consequence, it's going to become a private road.
So Eric's house in the back will have a number.
It does. They're all 3 already have numbers.
Steve's up on the hill.
Yep, they're 871 and 873. I don't remember which one's which, but yeah.
And I'm just because there's 3 houses out there. When
Yeah.
you go by where the old garage, the horse barn
Used to
used to
be.
be, there's a garage and a house, and then the other 2. You can see the one up on top of the hill, but there is another one out there.
Yeah.
So
They're
and hopefully they will put at the Y. There's a common driveway at the Y. They'll just put. I'll talk to Steve about putting signs up so you guys will know where to go.
They do know that they're supposed to we do have an ordinance. Our ordinance does say how the addresses are supposed to be displayed. Like
Right.
it is laid out in there. So
It's.
Yep.
Yep. But I just noticed that, and I remember our conversation about Town Line Road,
Yep.
and I was thinking, all right, now we got 3. What do we get involved at this point? But
it has been. Steve actually stopped in and he said it is there, but it is going to. He says I said, "I promise, like it'll be very infrequently used. It's just if they need it for somebody to stay there." So, but yes, it is. There is a department above there, but it's not going to be occupied for any length of time. Is what I've been told. We'll see.
Okay, we have action items just to go through briefly, and then we do have a request for an executive session on a personnel matter. So B is the disaster recovery process. I think we were sort of saying we're gonna let that go until February. Is that what we were saying?
Sorry.
And I know you've been working on it with departments anyway, but it's a
Yes.
process. It's gonna take a while. Update the select board project list. Talked a little bit about town and city water, how we get it around, not necessarily the contracts. Town hall improvements, transfer station toilet. We haven't talked about that in a
oh,
while.
well, because the plan was we were gonna put a bathroom in with a tank, right?
Yeah, that was the idea we're having.
And just have it home periodically.
Yeah.
We just gotta figure out where to put it, that we don't dig up 220-inch.
Yes, indeed.
I did talk to the city about marking the water line, and they basically told me no.
Well, that's on the list, because I also pulled your
Yeah,
committee list of things.
and
to
I
do.
brought that up numerous times, that those go through and they should be flagged.
Yeah,
They said that it knows where they are, and That was your answer, so,
Wow.
okay.
Pocket Park, we talked about tonight,
Is that
salt
still
shed
being covered?
replacement, we haven't for a while. This road, actually, we touched on that tonight, that's good. Simons Avenue intersection.
Yeah, we got a price for that. We're not gonna be doing that quite yet.
Okay. Disaster recovery process, we just kicked that
Yep.
for another couple of weeks anyway.
Yes.
Unlike permit ADA compliant.
Yes.
Hmm.
Our online permits. That's
Oh.
down the road.
So
Making
people
our online
can-
permits ADA compliant, yeah.
Okay, gotcha, okay. Shared use path. There was well, this is not the shared use path, I think that's almost done, isn't it? Yeah. Might be.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay,
Fences up.
okay.
We
Dilapidated
get all our money back,
buildings?
or do we get any money back?
The shared use path? No,
No.
that was ours.
That's all us?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it's done, we can take that.
Some of the early planning stuff was paid for, was
Paid for,
grant funded, yeah. Town home, a shared use path we've done, town home monument. We did
Took up
have
a little
that
traction and then
veterans,
it's solved.
There's a group and they stopped. They
they
just stopped.
Yeah, we might want to reconstitute that group, as we're putting committees together.
Plan and building.
Yeah, I think probably.
I
Dilapidated
think we talked this to
buildings.
death.
Were against them, and one of them came down this past year, so. Route 7 North JP sidewalk, that's underway. Fire district water, we just touched on that again. Lights for town hall crosswalk, we just touched on that again. Oh, did you sneak up those extra ones because you knew they were gonna come up tonight?
No, that hasn't been changed for
Okay.
at least.
It's not bad, so. Any others we should be adding up there?
It's nice to, I mean, we're getting there. We're crossing them, some
We
of them
are.
off, so.
You know, it's, good.
We talked about the pocket park.
Yeah,
That might be gone by the end of summer, right?
well, so phase 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Committee meeting reports, did any committees, just the long suffering 2-person, maybe 3-person if Dave was really on the call.
David, that.
Yeah, this morning, okay, and I think that's it. Anybody have anything else before executive session? If not, is there a motion to go into executive session to discuss a person, and do we need anybody in particular in the room to do that? No, okay. So,
move.
motion's been made, seconded, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries, we're in executive session.
You're back.
Okay, we are out of executive session, it is 8:40. And we have no motion arising from the discussion. But before I see, some question, were you gonna set up, we need to set up a police committee meeting, but did you want to set up a highway committee meeting?
Yes, if we can do a meeting, Bill, at 9 on Friday. We got time to warn that. Work, be close.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay.
I won't be able to be there, but we can discuss some.
Okay. And then, Elise, you and I will figure out a good time and we can talk cruisers. And anything else we need to do?
Adjourn.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.